I literally just finished watching the Prague show, prejudging. And at first I was like, there's no way C-Bum's going to go up there, be up there and be in the top spot and all this stuff. And boy, I guess I was wrong. I guess I was wrong. So he didn't win so far. But it looks like from the positioning, they moved him around. They kept him in the first spot on the first round of prejudging. They moved people around him. Then they moved to the side on the recall out. And when it was just the top four. And then they compared him and Martin at the end. And you could tell on Martin's face that he wasn't happy. But the thing is, Martin didn't lose yet. Martin didn't lose. But what the thing I give to Chris is that the added 10 pounds of muscle on his physique, because I think Ian told me he was about 248, 250, which is about 10 pounds over than the Olympia, um, his Olympia showing. And I think the conditioning was as good, if not maybe better, because he was fuller and everything was popping more. And by far, one thing's for sure, Chris Bumstead had the most polished physique up there. Everything was tight. There were details everywhere. The muscles were full. The structure was, of course, amazing because he's a classic champ. So people have to remember something. In open bodybuilding, the structure matters too. Before classic was there's guys with amazing shape that would win. Remember when Sean Roden won the Olympia? Well, he was all about shape and fullness, right? And Chris is actually even harder than Sean Roden. Of course, Roden's bigger. But I think for a show like that, Prague, and I think with Martin, he looked crazy, amazing in the shots like just the day before, like a new level of conditioning from the pictures I saw that Martin achieved. So it's either Martin faded out for a prejudge or he was that good. It was the same level of good as from his pictures that we see in his stream, which is as good. But this means that Chris in person must have been bonkers, just hard as nails, definition throughout. And there are some shots that look a lot smaller, like the side shot against the Martin. Martin's side tricep and Martin's side chest was twice as big as Bumstead, right? But then again, you have to be in person, right? You have to be like, how thin is the skin? How deep is the detail, the separation, the cross striations? And I think Chris had the best everything except for the size. But it wasn't that far off where it was like small compared to the other guys. It was just like smaller. So it makes me wonder, are they going to give it to Bumstead? A lot of people think so. A lot of people are putting him first. They're putting Martin second. What did Ian say? I got Ian's prediction right here because Ian was there in person. He might be a little bit biased because it's his brother-in-law, but he can be really honest. So top four would be, in his opinion, he was there in person. Chris, Martin, Sean Clarida, and this new guy. I don't have his name right now, but this guy, I don't think I've ever seen him in the first call at any show. Goes up there, awesome physique, awesome lines. Kind of like I think Bumstead being up there kind of favored this guy because he has like really awesome lines and great conditioning, kind of like Bumstead. They even put him beside Bumstead one time, and the guy is so funny. He couldn't stop smiling. This guy was like thrilled, the time of his life. But Ian said that Chris is just too detailed, so that's what I think happened because even through the stream, I could see like all the striations and the hardness coming through. And Martin on the side was much bigger, but he didn't seem as conditioned as Bumstead, and he seemed pretty upset. But Martin, you didn't lose yet. You didn't lose yet. It's not over. It is an open show, and you're the fourth best in the world. You can win this. Maybe tighten up a little bit, and then you'll be able to get the edge for the finals. But so far, it's kind of weird for me to say that. I think Bumstead probably win. He's doing the unthinkable. He's doing the unthinkable. But you have to remember this too. We got the 6 times in a row best classic guy in the world, Chris Bumstead. So there's a reason why he won 6 times. That he's so dominant. Because his physique is good. So you add 10 pounds to that, Maybe it's a normal thing that, maybe of course he's going to win. But I didn't think it would be like, I didn't think I was expecting that. Because even Sean Clarida, by the way, shout out to Sean Clarida, 3 times as good as his show winning the Olympia. Much bigger, much fuller. This is the Sean Clarida, like when he won the 212 Olympia. This is top notch Clarida quality that we got there. So shout out to Sean too. And I think Sean in the top 3. He was cool. He shook Chris Bumstead's hand. There were buddies up there. It was good. Just Martin was pretty upset, but I understand him. Imagine that. You work so hard. You're 4th in the world. You don't see what people see. You go on stage and then you're pretty upset. I get it. I feel bad for Martin. But like I said, Martin, it's not over. It's not over till it's over. Till the person gets called 2nd place or 1st place, it's not over. So Martin, there's still time to tighten up a little bit. Maybe lose some water or something. Or maybe he's winning. Maybe Steve Weinberger, the head judge, was just moving people around just for fun. And actually, Martin's winning the whole time. He just seemed pretty upset. Maybe it was the crowd reaction because Chris is a favorite and people are a little bit starstruck. So even some people say, oh, the judges are starstruck. My friend Regan said that. But the thing is, no. Steve Weinberger is the head judge. Nobody's starstrucking Steve Weinberger. He's the man. And if you heard stories about Steve Weinberger, they're pretty fun and pretty cool. So he's a badass. He's the man. So you can't fuck with his perception. I don't think so. If they put him there and he's the head judge, there's a reason why. And like I said, a lot of people say he's winning. And at first I was like, what the hell? Just the size difference. I'm not too sure with Martin because Martin's so much bigger. And Martin is probably as good as the Olympia, but I find everybody kind of looks soft beside Chris Bumstead. So maybe it's a good thing if they give it to Chris. I'd be really happy because I myself, I'm not the thickest guy on stage, but I have the ability to get like really, really shredded, which I did at the Chicago Pro and I did at the Cali Pro. And then for the Olympia, I always started a bit bigger. And for the Arnold, I was like a good combination of both. But if they're telling me, hey, you don't have to be the biggest guy on stage to win anymore. You can be the most shredded in detail. I'm like, sign me up. This is what I'm good at. Some people say, oh, bodybuilding is not a dieting contest. Well, if conditioning is a top one thing that's different from the off season, yes, it is a dieting contest in a sense. Big part fat loss, dieting, getting hard as nails, ripped to shreds. This is what I love about bodybuilding. I like my physique the most when I'm the most shredded. The most shredded. Then you feel the worst too, but that's fine. But yeah, what do you guys think about this whole thing? It's pretty crazy, right? So I think the finals are tomorrow, and they're like, are they in the morning or something? It's gonna be like 3 a.m. for us. Kind of annoying, but maybe I'll watch the Instagram this time, or maybe get the stream if there's people, like I said, Ian's in there in person, and I might ask him like, hey, wake up early. Are they down or not? But if not, if you guys can actually watch the stream, go buy it. It was pretty good. It was only 15 euros. So shout out to Prague people. That was a good deal because I just paid. There was a show like last week, Romania, was like $70 US. I'm like, come on, man. I know I can afford it, but I'd rather put $70 in chicken breast rather than a stream that's like blurry and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was blurry or not, but $15, 15 euros, whatever that is. What is that? $20 Canadian? Yeah, I'll pay that. $20 Canadian. It's like an order for 2 at Starbucks. Yeah, whatever. $70 US. That's like $120 Canadian. This is gonna put me in the street. But anyway, this is a good show. This is like a never seen before. 212 Olympia, Bumstead 6-time Classic Olympia, and then Martin Fitzwater 4-time Olympia. A lot of tension in the air, a lot of action. The crowd is going wild at every shot Bumstead takes. So it is a pretty cool show, honestly. I watched it with my wife. Even the baby watched it. Baby was like, yo, that's sick. Baby's 2 weeks old, by the way. But yeah, thanks for watching this, and hope you guys are liking the updates. Dude, I'm changing a little bit to a news channel. I'm not going to do that, only that from now on. But if you're watching this until now, at the end of the video, some people are like, why are you doing a drama? That's not a drama channel. I'm just reporting stuff, and I'm trying to stay as neutral, positive as possible. But you know why I'm doing this? Because it's easy content to hustle from home when you got a baby. And the thing is, am I always going to be the ripped and huge? This no. So when I retire, I'm going to have a head start. I'm going to have a head start with the content. And it's good. It makes me practice in front of the camera. I can talk to you guys, people who are enjoying this or enjoying this. And people who are not, well, I'll have normal content too. I'll have the training stuff at some point again. But right now, it's just easy for me to do that. I'm training by myself, at this little hardcore gym nearby. And I'm doing this YouTube stuff and the podcast stuff. So people are going to have soon the podcast. I talked to Jay Cutler this morning in person. He was at a story appearance. I'll do a podcast with Jay. I'll do a podcast with Dr. Michael Israel. I'll do a podcast with Dr. Dwayne again about heart attacks. So I'm going to cover all that. The only thing I'm not comfortable covering or making a thumbnail with clickbaity type of stuff is like people passing away, like rest in peace, Jackson. I was like, no, I'm not making a video on that. Like if I'm making a video on somebody passing away and getting clicks and likes out of somebody who's like passed away, it just makes me feel weird. But really sad what happened. That's why I didn't do a video on it. If I'm doing news in the bodybuilding world and fitness world, I'm not gonna do stuff that makes me feel bad. Even the first videos I made with the Jeff Nippert stuff and Mike and everything, I'm like, nah, I did it. I mean, I didn't talk shit, but I let other people talk shit a little bit. So I just gotta, I want to do this new stuff, but I want to stay positive and neutral as much as I can. So I'm getting the gist of it, the momentum. But all the comments, like I read most of them. The first hour, I try to respond to them more. Then I kind of leave it be because I don't want to be on the thing all the time. But if you're watching this video and it's been released within the first hour, you're gonna comment. I'm gonna see it. Especially if you're watching to the end of the video and you're seeing that, you comment. I'm gonna see it. I might possibly reply if it's like unless it's like, oh, Chris Bumstead, a piece of shit. I'm not gonna respond to anything negative, obviously. But if it's a good comment, it's positive, or it's a good, good input, I'm gonna press the heart, and reply. So if you want to do that and press the like button, I'd appreciate. And for everybody that's subscribing right now, thank you. Subscribe. It's helping me out. And everybody who's been subscribed for all these years, shout out to you guys and all the new subscribers too. More videos to come. And I'll have more stuff than just the news too. I'll make even some super awesome kitchen stuff video. I'll make some more training stuff. I'm like getting in the groove with the new stuff because that's easy to do when you have a baby. Easy to hustle. So bear with me, and thanks for subscribing and tuning in. See you guys.